Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Dinosaurs. This is a 1991 series, 90 till 94, 4 seasons, from the Walt Disney Productions and Jim Henson Creature Shop. It actually starts out, the very first episode starts out as with a dedicated to Jim Henson screen because Jim Henson had died not long before this was put on the air, I believe. Uh, so yeah, that starts on a sad note. His birthday was just like last week or something. Yeah, so it's a very Jim Henson-y week here. But yeah, this is a live action series, not animated, but also in a sense animated with puppets. You can't call them Muppets, even though they are made by the Jim Henson Company. I don't think you can call them Muppets. These are some, yes, they're puppety, but majority of it is full body creatures, people in costumes. And at first I was like, oh man, I was looking at the credits and like, wow, there's like three different people playing the same character, two or three different people playing the same character over the course of the series. I'm like, why is there three people playing Earl? I'm like, oh, you dummy. It you look at the number of episodes. The show ran for 65 episodes, two short seasons and two longer seasons. It it takes one person to do the voice, one person to move the body, and another person to do all the animatronics, the eyes, mouth, all the movement on the face. So yeah, it's gonna be three different people, at 2 to 3 different people at least per character in any of the scenes that you see these people in, these dinosaurs in, and this is packed packed with voices. You'll recognize Stuart Pankin is the Earl, the main character. Sort of told from his point of view, at least the first episode is, of course. It has to do with him telling a story to his baby about how they all started. It acts as a nice little introduction to all the characters and their plight in the world. He's a blue collar worker. He's a guy who knocks over trees, and he expects his wife to have dinner waiting for him when he gets home. It's a very old school nuclear family kind of situation here. There's a son and a daughter, teenagers essentially, and a baby that came along at the last minute, a surprise. They weren't expecting him. So you get a lot of classic. It's easy to go, oh, this is based on The Simpsons, or which had already been out there. Dan Castellaneta also does a voice at some point. Everybody does a voice at some point, I think, in this series. 3 out of 4 of the Seinfeld actors make an appearance on this. Members of Star Trek, the Next Generation, make appearances, and Voyager make appearances in this. So yeah, by the way, 3 out of 4 Seinfeld people, everybody but Jerry, Elaine, Kramer, and George all do voices. Um, Earl, Stuart Pankin. If you don't recognize that name, you have seen him and you've heard his voice 1,000 times on 1,000 different things, and especially Disney stuff. I think he's the dad or the uncle on Xenon, the girl, that space girl, whatever, But he's done tons of stuff over the years. So yeah, look him up and you'll be like, I know that guy. I've seen him. And his wife Fran is played by the incomparable Jessica Walter. Jessica Walter, not an S. Jessica Walter. She is the voice. She was the voice. She passed away in the past year. The voice of Mallory, Archer's mom on Archer. She was the mom on the acid wit of the mom on Arrested Development, and so many other roles over the years. But she doesn't sound hardly anything like her for the characters that she's known for later in her career. Here, Fran's fairly tame, but I only watched 1 episode, so I imagine out of the next 64, there's a bit of a transformation, maybe some growth, maybe some change. But getting back to the thing where you might say, oh, this seems like it falls into the Simpsons template. No, because the Simpsons template goes back to so many other things. The Flintstones, for example, which, again, also, just like The Simpsons, borrows from the Honeymooners, which borrows from... So it's blue-collar workers, husband and wife. Although, did Honeymooners have kids? I don't know. boom, to the moon, or Alice. Anyway, it's been a while since I've seen Honeymooners. Let's just say that. But all these, it's the same family. Oh, you can also say Married with Children. There's a little bit of Married with Children in this, although Married with Children had only been around for just a little bit longer than the same with The Simpsons because of Fox. And I think this might have been on Fox. No, it was Walt Disney, so it had to be on ABC, I think. I don't know. Either way, I thought I had seen some of this, and I knew the characters. I'd seen the commercials. Not the mama. I know the taglines and quotes and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever seen this before. I'm going to add it to my list. When I'm going to get around to watching it, I have no idea. But this is just it's funny. It's I don't know how well it's aged, which says something for a dinosaur show, but also it's got some. One, I want to guess the voice actor, because there's, like I said, there's tons throughout this series. I just love the innovation, the puppetry, and the character. I'm just looking at a slideshow right now on IMDb as I'm watching this, and I'm seeing characters I have not seen yet, and they just look fantastic. Building real world looking sets it's obvious they're sets, but then putting these full bodied puppet creatures in them is just astounding. It's just Jim Henson Company just does some amazing work. Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, and of course the Muppets in every which way, Fraggle Rock, and and of course Sesame Street. So there's so much legacy behind this. I am surprised that I had not glommed onto this earlier. If I did, maybe it just erased from my mind. I have no idea. The jokes are fairly predictable, and the setups and how things are going to work out. Yeah, it's not a whole lot of big surprises here and there, but it's good fun. Oh, going back to the voices, one of my favorite discoveries, watching this, was hearing Earl's boss speak, and it was Sherman Hemsley. Yes, George Jefferson from the Jeffersons. So yeah, it's kind of fantastic. And if you ever wonder, even though this is not scientifically possible, if humans ever appear in this show, well, just wait to the end of the first episode, and 2 humans show up, live action humans, not puppets, show up at the end of the first episode. Whether we see more of them in the future, I have no idea, but it's still kind of funny that they threw that in there as a nice little bit. But yeah, it's I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, there's a lot of other stuff out there. Again, like I said, it's going to fit with the classic sitcom trope, which, although at the same time, I really appreciate there is no laugh track. That helps elevate it. No laugh track to tell us when to laugh, to tell us what is funny. That's great. That's better. So, yes, if nothing else, to give it a shot, the lack of a laugh track elevates it further above what it is. If they add a laugh track later, I'm going to be very disappointed. But let's pick tomorrow's episode.
361.
361. All right. 361. 361. Keep going. Oh, well, wow. Lucky me. Tomorrow's going to be an easy one. We got another short. I got to make sure 3-6. My brain just does not retain knowledge very long these days, except for useless things. Stuff I need, forget about it. Things I don't need, like every bit of Star Wars knowledge, me. Anyway, let's see what we got here tomorrow. We have Pluto's Surprise Package. So yes, it's another Pluto animated short from the olden days, back when animation was hand-drawn completely. Yes. So Pluto's Surprise Package tomorrow on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.